Imagine, just for a moment, that the sun, the constant star that has illuminated our world for 4.6 billion years, simply vanished, not dimmed, not flickered, but completely switched off. No warning, no natural explanation, no scheduled eclipse. The date was December 19th, 2025, and the time was exactly 9:12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. New York City was alive with activity. London was winding down for the morning, and the vast Pacific was still and silent. And then, in an instant, the light disappeared. For exactly 8 minutes and 14 seconds, the Earth was plunged into total darkness. Not twilight, not evening shadows, pure, deep, freezing blackness. Streetlights flickered to life as the only source of illumination in Manhattan. Birds froze mid-flight and fell from the sky, disoriented. Across the globe, the temperature dropped by an average of 1.2 degrees Celsius in under 10 minutes. When the sun finally returned, panic swept across the world. But for scientists, shock turned to disbelief. The object that blocked the sun was not the moon. It wasn't a rogue planet. It wasn't a natural celestial body at all. It was 3 Atlas, an interstellar anomaly unlike anything humanity had ever witnessed. Here's the problem. Physics, the laws of optics we've trusted for centuries, completely break down here. 3 Atlas is estimated to be between 2 and 5 kilometers wide. The Sun, on the other hand, has a diameter of 1.4 million kilometers. Geometrically, mathematically, logically, a 5-kilometer rock should never, ever block a star 1.4 million kilometers wide from 150 million kilometers away. Imagine holding a single grain of sand at arm's length and expecting it to eclipse a stadium floodlight. Impossible. Yet, the data is undeniable. NOAA satellites confirmed that solar radiance dropped from 1,361 watts per square meter to 0. If this had been a simple rock drifting across space, we would have seen a tiny dot on the solar disk, not nightfall. NASA's Solar Dynamics Observatory, SDO, captured something even stranger during those 8 minutes. They didn't see a solid object, they saw a swarm. Millions of independent units moving in perfect synchronization, forming a structure that could block sunlight across the entire planet. In theoretical physics, we call this a Type 1 civilization signature, an advanced intelligence capable of controlling matter on an unimaginable scale. This was not an accident. This was a deployment. 3 Atlas was not behaving like a comet or asteroid. It behaved like a machine. And if 8 minutes of darkness is unnerving, the aftermath is far stranger. Scientists call it the scale paradox. To cast a shadow covering the Earth, an object must be massive, roughly the size of the moon. Yet 3 Atlas is tiny. So how did it manage this? Triangulating data from 3 independent space agencies reveals the unsettling answer. NASA's Deep Space Network detected a signal anomaly exactly 30 seconds before the eclipse began. Their sensors confirmed the solid core of 3 Atlas remained just 5 kilometers wide. But around that core, a coherent opacity field expanded. This wasn't dust or haze. Dust scatters light. This material absorbs it completely, behaving like vantablack, a substance that swallows 99.96% of incoming light. The European Space Agency's solar orbiter, positioned closer to the Sun, recorded something extraordinary. During the eclipse, 3 Atlas didn't just expand slightly, it grew in effective diameter by a factor of 10,000. In the vacuum of space, no natural rock can do this, let alone reassemble itself perfectly. 8 minutes later, entropy dictates things fall apart. Reassembly implies intelligence. Then there's the Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA, whose HEDO satellite confirmed the expansion was geometric, precise, almost organic. Thermal imaging shows wings, sails, or hexagonal shields deploying, only a few molecules thick, but dense enough to block every photon from the sun. 3 independent agencies, 3 different methods, identical conclusions. This was not an asteroid drifting by. It was an intelligent mechanism acting on purpose. In physics, we discuss smart matter, programmable material that changes shape, density, and function on command. That's exactly what we witnessed. Darkness did not occur because 3 Atlas was large. Darkness happened because it decided to make it happen. And now, the pressing question isn't how, it's why. Why would an interstellar object traveling light years just park itself in front of our sun and deploy a solar shield? Was it harvesting energy, scanning Earth, or merely observing? Because when the light vanished, the surface temperature dropped, the atmosphere contracted, but the real revelation came after the light returned. The air itself had changed. NASA's high-resolution spectrographs detected a signature that doesn't exist on the periodic table, exotic matter, previously unseen. And it wasn't scattered randomly. The densest concentrations hovered over major population centers: New York, London, Tokyo, Shanghai, Mumbai. Oceans and deserts were thinly affected. The deployment was deliberate. Something had been planted in our atmosphere during those 8 minutes, and gravity is now slowly bringing it down to the surface. As this exotic matter drifts toward the surface, the implications are staggering. We don't yet know what it is, but we know it behaves differently from anything natural. The 8 minutes of darkness were a distraction. The real operation occurred while humanity watched in helpless ignorance. The atmosphere is altered, the temperature and ionosphere manipulated, and this unknown material now settles above our cities. In physics, potential energy eventually converts to kinetic energy. What is dormant now may not remain dormant for long. Even more shocking, sensors on the International Space Station detected a burst of neutrinos. Ghost particles that usually pass through matter, without interaction, suddenly resonated with our planet. Seismographs around the globe recorded a vibration, not an earthquake, but a planetary scan. 3 Atlas didn't just observe from afar. It mapped the interior of our planet, our magnetic field, our density, our geological composition. 8 minutes. A global scan. No technology on Earth comes close to this capability. Step back. Consider what this means. An object arrives from interstellar space, violates physics as we understand it, changes shape, absorbs solar energy without radiating heat, and scans the entire Earth, interior and surface, in under 10 minutes. If natural, the universe plays a cruel joke. If artificial, the implications are far deeper. The question is no longer if we are being observed. It is when. More will follow. Physics obeys cause and effect. 3 Atlas acted, and now we witness the reaction in our atmosphere, our biosphere, and our technologies. The Atacama Large Millimeter Array in Chile recorded something remarkable. When 3 Atlas deployed its shield, it emitted a 2-1 centimeter hydrogen line, a frequency long associated with the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. But this wasn't random cosmic noise. It was modulated, structured, patterned like a heartbeat in radio waves. And astonishingly, this signal was directed into Earth's ionosphere. Surface temperatures plunged, but the upper atmosphere heated rapidly. Freezing below, boiling above. Not natural, not coincidental. A deliberate energy transfer, likely harvesting or charging the ionosphere. What was the purpose? Here's a working theory. Just as scientists shine UV light on bacteria to see their reaction, someone or something cast a shadow on Earth to observe our response. They manipulated temperature, monitored atmospheric contraction, observed the global communication networks. While we focused on the darkness, the real work unfolded above and within us. The exotic matter now in our atmosphere may act as nanobots, sensors, or even genetic probes. We cannot yet determine its function. It may monitor, record, or influence. The deployment is complete, and the substance slowly drifts downward. The next interaction may be chemical, biological, or technological. Silent potential energy will eventually convert to observable kinetic energy. 3 Atlas itself is moving outward, using Jupiter's gravity to accelerate back into interstellar space, taking data with it on our atmosphere, our technology, our biosphere. But it left the exotic matter behind. We saw darkness, felt the temperature drop, measured atmospheric changes, but the answer to its purpose remains hidden. Action and reaction. It acted, and the reaction is in our world now. Now, the question that haunts every scientist, every astrophysicist, and every observer of this event is simple but terrifying. What comes next? Patterns repeat. Cycles complete themselves. History and physics both suggest that this is not a one-off event. 3 Atlas is leaving the inner solar system, but it is not departing empty-handed. It carries with it billions of bits of data on our planet, on our atmosphere, our biosphere, our technological footprint. and it left behind the exotic matter. A silent, microscopic record of its encounter with Earth, now drifting through the clouds above our cities. Physics never truly breaks, we simply fail to understand it. 3 Atlas challenges every assumption we have about matter, energy, and intelligence in the cosmos. Perhaps the universe doesn't operate solely on natural selection. Perhaps artificial selection is at play. Perhaps Earth has become a test subject in a cosmic laboratory observed by a civilization far beyond our comprehension. Those 8 minutes of darkness were just the opening act. The real experiment is ongoing, and the data they gathered has already begun its slow descent into our world. Calculations show that the exotic matter will continue to settle. Its behavior, its activation, and its interaction with our environment remain unknown. Could it be inert, merely a recording device? Could it be active, capable of influencing biology, technology, or energy? We cannot yet say, but the potential for interaction is undeniable. Potential energy is never wasted. The silent now becomes active later. And every principle of physics reminds us that nothing in the universe acts without consequence. 3 Atlas was not merely an observer. It scanned the Earth with precision, mapping magnetic fields, planetary density, and geological composition. It measured our technology, monitored our communications, and interacted with our atmosphere. Every bit of this was accomplished in 8 minutes and 14 seconds. The speed, the accuracy, the sheer sophistication is beyond anything we can build. And it raises a chilling possibility. If this was a scout, what does the full force of such intelligence look like? If this was a message, what is the full message? If this was a weapon, was it just a warning or the beginning of something much larger? We can calculate the orbit, predict the trajectory, but we cannot calculate intention. We can chart its path, forecast its speed, but the motives of a Type 2 civilization, one capable of harnessing the energy output of a star, are beyond our current understanding. 3 Atlas has shown that advanced intelligence can manipulate matter, absorb energy without radiation, and interact with a planet across multiple layers of its environment, from the surface to the ionosphere. The next time it arrives, it may not come with darkness. It may not come with light. It may come with a voice, a signal, or an entirely new form of interaction. Spectroscopy has already given us a warning. Exotic matter, previously unknown to the periodic table, now exists in our upper atmosphere. It is concentrated where human life thrives, hinting at deliberate placement. Gravity is slowly pulling it down, but until it reaches the surface, we cannot measure its potential impact. Will it remain passive, or will it activate? In physics, potential energy inevitably converts to kinetic energy. What is currently dormant will not remain dormant forever. Humanity has witnessed the first interaction. The next is only a matter of time. 3 Atlas has departed for now, but its cycle has just begun. The universe, once silent, now watches alongside us. This event has shattered the boundaries of astrophysics, intelligence, and matter as we know them. It has shown that the cosmos may operate on principles we cannot yet comprehend, blending natural law with artificial intention. And while we look to the stars, waiting for the next signal, the exotic matter drifts closer, a reminder that what we cannot see may still be shaping the world around us. So, what should we do? The first step is vigilance. Observatories, satellites, and spectrographs must remain active. Scientists around the globe are now re-evaluating every assumption about interstellar objects, energy absorption, and planetary interactions. Communication networks, environmental sensors, and atmospheric monitoring systems are more critical than ever. Knowledge is our first defense, understanding our second, and preparation our third. And as we brace for the next encounter, there is one undeniable truth. We are not alone. They are watching, and they are studying us, even when the universe seems silent. This is not science fiction. This is reality, unfolding above our heads and around our cities. 3 Atlas has left a mark, and it has given humanity a glimpse into a scale of intelligence far beyond our own. The universe is no longer a distant, empty expanse. It is alive, active, and aware. If you want to stay informed, understand the latest developments, and witness every new revelation about 3 Atlas, you need to stay vigilant and connected. Follow the data, watch the skies, and keep questioning everything. Because the next time we see something extraordinary, it may not be in the light, it may be in the darkness, waiting to show us just how small we really are. So, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and make sure you never miss an update on this interstellar enigma. The universe is speaking, and now it's up to us to listen.